Yo, what up, players? It's your boy. Welcome to another excellent yapping session. Today, I'm going to be going through news articles because I'm trying to get better at talking on YouTube videos and being in front of a camera. I suck at it, so it's something that needs to be done. So let's get right into it, man. We are going to look up news articles and we're going to see what they're all about and see if we can find something interesting. There's already, let's see. I've been getting a lot of anxiety from news articles lately, and I thought, well, I might as well record it while I get the anxiety. Had to take a sip. Okay, let's see what we can find. What's the first dumb thing I can see? Your TV is too good for you. Should we click on that? It has 23 thumbs up. I'm using Microsoft Start. My news is so far non-biased because I've just got this laptop and I don't have a Microsoft account, so it's always random. So let's get right into this one. What is it? Okay. Your TV is too good for you by Ian Bogos. So let's see what you said, dude. Last fall, when Netflix hiked the cost of its top-tier Ultra HD plan by 15%, I had finally had enough. $22.99 a month. Jesus. Netflix is that much? I canceled my Netflix because I couldn't afford it anymore. I was too broke. But I didn't know it was $22.99 a month. Oh, that's the Ultra HD plan. Just felt like too much of the ability to see... What? $22.99 a month just felt like too much for the ability to see Jaws in 4K video resolution. That's true. A couple weeks later, I heard Max was pushing up its fee of its own 4K streaming by 25%. Now, I wasn't just annoyed, but confused. Super high-res televisions are firmly encoded as the next standard for home viewing and TV movies, and yet a super high-res content seems to be receding even further into a specialty consumer niche. What happened? This guy's making sense already. Honestly, I noticed that too. A lot of people were complaining about all these different streaming sites being put together costing as much as having Dish or DirecTV or something like that. It makes sense if you want HD. Hulu's like $20 a month, Netflix $20 a month if you want HD, and then HBO Max, Peacock. You might as well have cable at that point. But I dwindled everything down just to Hulu, basic. I still got commercials. I'm so broke. 4K certainly is ubiquitous. You won't find many sets with lower resolution for sale at Best Buy. It's true. All the TVs are like 4K now. I went into Goodwill the other day and almost bought a $25 flat screen just because, but it was only 1080p. But I really don't care. My vision is so bad that that kind of stuff does not matter for me, and I'm too lazy to go get glasses. I know it's a problem, but let's keep going. The technology is rarely used. Making sense. Cable signals are generally mirror HD, as are the standard plans on most streaming services, and the fancy new displays, as they're replaced and viewed in people's homes, may never end up looking sharper than the old ones, no matter what Netflix plan you have. In short, the ultra high definition feature for TV has turned out to be a lie, and that's true. Like, people sell the idea of like 120 frames per second, but like I don't even think our eyes can actually see that far. Let's look that up, actually, so we're right. Can we see at 120 FPS? I don't think we can. The human eye can see around 60 frames per second. Some people believe they can see up to 240 frames per second, and some testing has been done to prove this. However, the exact eye cycles per second that people can visually track vary a lot. A maximum 60 Hz to 90 Hz often reported. With the 120 Hz monitor, the entirety of the frame can be shown of those 120 frames per second. So what does that mean? Is it true or not? In the gaming world, blah, blah, blah. Some say that above 40 there's no difference. Some say, okay. Don't know what exactly that means, but there's probably way more articles on here. I'm assuming it doesn't matter after 4K though. Can we see? Let's try that. Can we see at 4K? Yes, the human eye can differentiate between 1080p, 4K, and 8K digital displays, but it depends on viewing distance and display size. Yeah, that makes sense. Just because your TV's not bigger doesn't mean that it's gonna look better. That's one thing that my family just did not understand. I personally like smaller, medium-sized TVs. There's a giant one right next to me, but that's only because I don't know where the hell to put it. But I personally like medium TV, the 1080. A relentless narrative of progress brought to this point. Let's do maybe later right here. A relentless narrative of progress brought us to this point, but it did not begin in 2012. When the first 4K televisions were bought to market at roughly the price of a Honda Accord. Rather, it extend back into the early days of TV with the idea that picture quality can and always will be improved. First with the introduction of color sets, then the bigger screens, and then what else? And then then with added pixels. But sometimes progress ends. The peak of television picture quality, as actually seen by TV viewers, was reached 15 years ago, and we've been coasting ever since. Forget the cable signals and the streaming plans. Most people just can't sit close enough to the TV these days to make the full use of their picture. I guess everyone's living in a giant living room. My living room's pretty small, so oh, look, there's already a thing right there. Don't let a company stalk your TV habits. Ooh. Years ago, sitting too close was the problem. You're old enough to remember watching cathode ray tube sets. You may have been enjoyed to give the space, move back from the TV. My parents definitely told me that. I was glued to it. The reasons were many Cold War adult viewers had developed a somewhat justified fear that televisions emitted radiation, and the TV, still known as the boob tube, because it might turn its viewers into idiots, was considered a dangerous lure. Its resolution was another problem. If you get close enough to the tube, you could see the color image break down into red, blue, and green phosphor dots and composes a picture. Okay, I will admit that I was one of those kids that definitely put my head way too close to the TV. I would actually look as close as far to see the colors separate. That was really dumb of me to do. I don't know why I did something like that, but you know, I also stared at the sun. Not too smart of me to do, but whatever. Another thing though, there's no proof that TV will make you dumb. There's been studies on that. There's no scientific. Let me look that up again before I'm lying to you guys, but I'm pretty sure. Can TV actually make you dumb? A study by researchers from the Universities of California and San Francisco found that TV people watch, the worse they perform at series of intelligence tests. I guess that's true. Another one claims it's not affect your intelligence as the brain's creating neural associations were not already in place. The third source says TV is making us dumber and less understanding of the people around us. Okay, so I guess, but I think there's way more factors into play than just TV making us dumb. I think it's also the media we consumed. I watched tons of television as a kid, and I'm often told that I'm pretty smart for the way not by the way I talk, but the way I react to things, the way I talk, the way I converse, the way I navigate through topics and stuff like that. So I don't know if it just depends on how active you are listening while you're watching. I know I took a child development class, and the study for kids showed that watching smart things on TV does not make your kids smarter. Like watching educational television does not make your kids smarter. Like you can't just put your kid in front of the TV and put Blue's Clues and the kid will be smart. It doesn't work like that. I was taught that in my class. I was taught that the way to make the neurons fire to work properly is to ask questions to your child while they're watching. And so I guess if maybe you're the type of person to ask yourself questions while you're watching TV, I know I did. I'd ask myself a bunch of random questions while watching Futurama, while watching The Simpsons, Boondocks, all those dumb shows I would watch all the time, and I would just naturally be curious on things about the topic, like how did they get that animation, who are these voice actors, where have I seen them before. But I guess it all depends on the person who's watching, so I take everything with a grain of salt. If you hear that in the background, that's just my girlfriend coming in. It's okay. Back to the article. All these factors help affirm the TV's appropriate positioning, best viewed at the middle distance, and thus the proper role within the home. The television was to be seen from across the room, and it could be used as much as for ambience and as for focus viewing. That makes sense. There are people who continuously buy a new television every year just to have it in their living room and look cool, or watch football or something like that. I really don't care. Our TV in the living room is literally just like slanted. I will give it to them about ruining your vision though. I'm pretty sure. No, I'm making a video. That was Destiny. It's okay. She was outside vibing. But, oh. there is proof that watching TV does hurt your vision, but it's not for what you think it is. It's because you are staring into something close, and the longer you do that, the weaker your eyes become as they're developing. Like, compared to someone who's watching mountain views all the time, or looking at things outside, or things at different distances, that can affect your vision. So if you just watch TV all day, you will slowly end up with bad vision as you grow up. But if you're balancing that out with going outside, I think I can find an article on that. Does watching things at different depths, I'm misspelling depths, the beer's hitting, affect your vision? Enter, okay. If something's affecting your ability to see out one of both eyes, it's not what I wanted, not the answer I was looking for, but I don't know what article it was. If someone knows it, go ahead, find it. But I'm getting sidetracked. A television was to be seen from across the room. I guess that's better for you, and it could be used as much as for ambience and viewing. Already said that. A soap opera or a news program or a cartoon might be on while people in the house read newspapers, balanced checkbooks, and cooked meals or vacuumed. The second screen activities of the age before second screens. True. I would always have my TV on at home, especially when I lived alone, because I could not sit in the silence. Now I can. I can definitely sit in silence now. Marshall Luke Hahn famously described television as a cool medium, one that provides somewhat meager sensory stimulation as opposed to a hot medium such as cinema, which intensely targets the eyes and ears. I get it. I'm losing my voice. This article's a lot longer than I thought. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, let's get to the end. We'll get to it. The advent of high-definition TVs, with more than quadruple the resolution of what it came before, changed all that. By 2008, when the Great Upgrade was fully underway, this is what he's calling it, the Great Upgrade. Yeah, technology was crazy. I think the PS3 came out. Sorry for that noise. When the PS3 came out, I think that's when they started doing HDMI for everything. I don't know why. I wonder why we went on HD. The nature of the medium itself appeared to have been altered. Now you can see the detail in people's faces for the first time. Maybe even too much detail. I think 30 Rock did something about that, where in higher picture resolution, when combined with the new technology, flat displays allowed for the popularity of much larger televisions. Yeah, I don't miss the big fat TVs. In the old days, your 32-inch big screen TV would look like garbage if you didn't sit all the way across the room. Now you could get much closer in the picture of your 65-inch HD would look still fine. Or better fine with crisp pictures. You know what, guys? I'm just going to read this real quick and I'll tell you the end of the article, okay? Okay, so I read the rest of the article, and this guy was essentially just still going through, like, why are we going so high definition? And I get it. I'm not a person who cares about how high definition my TV is, and he's making some sense here, I would say. But you are your own person, and you can buy whatever the hell you want. If you want to buy an 8K TV because you want to, go ahead and get it. But truthfully, if it doesn't really affect us if we're all the way across the house, unless you have like some dome around your face. But even then, I don't even know what you'd want an 8K TV. We're pushing towards VR, so the resolution of your TV is not even going to matter at that point. And if you don't have an HD receiver or whatever you freaking need for that, or the internet that loads fast enough, you're never going to get that perfect quality, no matter how much you want to get it. Honestly, I'm sticking to 10K, or not 10K, 1080p. I'm stuck in that era because I really don't care. But I don't know. What do you guys take? What's your takeaway from this? Do you guys still buy new TVs? If you do, I'm glad you're making that much money to buy that much TV, those TVs. But I'm not, so I don't necessarily care. But it just sounds like this guy. What was his name again? He's really has some beef with televisions. His name was Ian Bogos. So let's look him up. Let's see who Ian Bogos is. Ian Bogos. Does he just hate TVs, or does he do other things? How to talk. Oh, he makes some books. How to talk with video games. That looks interesting. American video. Oh, he's a video game designer. Maybe I don't know who he is. Ian Bogos, an American academic and video game designer, most known for the game Cow Clicker. I've never heard of that game. What's Cow Clicker? Oh, Huh. That's interesting that someone who makes video games has this point of view. Updates. Bogos became a viral. When did this become viral? I don't know when this became viral. Maybe I wasn't on my mobile phone a lot. Is it a mobile game? Newsfeed. Oh, in 2010. That's way. My retention is not that far anymore. I can't remember that far. But I hope you guys learned something about TVs. Who would have thought people are angry about television? Thank you guys for watching this one. Don't know if you guys like it. Give me a thumbs down if you fucking hate it. Tell me in the comments below if this sucked. But I'm gonna start doing more of these, depending. I don't know. Watch this video 10 times over. Sick Days podcast out every Monday. Go check it out. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube now, and it's on Apple Podcasts if you prefer to listen that way. Eventually, I'm gonna get YouTube. Not YouTube. I'm gonna get video footage for it, and gonna have some bonus episodes for a paid subscription. So if you're into that crap, go ahead and check it out. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.